Okay, all right. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I got another special shoe here today. And the more I say special shoe, when it comes to Maniere, the less I'm starting to believe it. But it's not nothing that they're doing wrong in particular. It's just that I feel like Maniere fatigue is starting to set in. And now, if you're me, and this is me, and this has significantly grown since then. Pretty much every Maniere release that Jordan brand or Nike has put out, I have in the collection. I was gonna pull them all out and show you, but it's ridiculous at this point. That being said, I could not let these go by, and just because I'm starting to get fatigued of them does not mean that I don't appreciate them. But let's get right into that. First off, you have a solid white box with the monogram A for Maniere, the logo all over the box. So again, I can always appreciate the effort giving us a special box, and that's very, very thoughtful of you. In addition to the monogram A, we also have a Jumpman symbol here. Hopefully the camera's gonna pick this up, a little bit glossy, but there's the Jumpman symbol on the box. But we're here to talk about what's inside the box. So let's go ahead and flip the top open, and then we're gonna get this wax paper. Oh, real quick, I did think this was a nice touch. We have a model with the Maniere hoodie on, even though you can't see the shoes. The hoodie's nice. The hoodie looks nice. I can't tell what color it is because it's obviously black, white, but the hoodie looks nice, looks good quality. And of course, wherever this is, it has a big A. I'm assuming it's one of the stores, but nice to have some kind of touch on the inside with a black person in particular on the inside. So that's always good to see. And then on the inside, we have wax paper, Maniere, June 19th, 2025. We'll dive into that date momentarily. As far as some of the details on this, it does say place, Atlanta, Harlem, Houston, Chicago, London, and DC. And I am aware Maniere has Maniere or Maniere branded stores in at least a few of these cities, including Atlanta, I think Chicago, Houston. I think they're opening one in DC, but I think Harlem and London, I'm not too quite sure about, but I think Harlem actually is in production, like being built up, but don't quote me on that. Once you flip this open, you do have mantras, you do have these sayings, and I'm gonna try to take the paper out, show you entirely what they say. So what this reads to me is almost like a Black or Maniere Bill of Rights. But first off, it does say this collection embodies a commitment to products inspired by the greatest player ever. So it looks like the First Amendment to the Maniere Bill of Rights is do good. The second would be human rights overall. The third, you see us and we see you. The fourth, we need access to a higher standard. And lastly, the fifth, we have the right to express ourselves freely. And speaking of Article 2, human rights overall, it actually kind of reads like the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And then we have the shoe, again, individually wrapped in wax paper with a divider. So again, I can appreciate the effort to keep my shoes pristine and in good condition. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm beyond pleased to present to you the Air Jordan 13 Violet or Burgundy Crush, the Juneteenth. Maniere's third Air Jordan 5 comes to us. And from initial pictures, I was a little bit disappointed, okay? Not because the shoe itself is poorly executed or it's bad. It's just the fact that, again, I have a little bit of Maniere fatigue. So this Burgundy Crush Violet Aura colorway, I was looking for something else. For example, the diffused blue on both the 3 and the 5 was a breath of fresh air, something that deviates from the norm. Either a different colorway or a different silhouette altogether, which I think we're gonna get a 6 and one other silhouette later on, but you get the gist. This is our third Air Jordan 5. So at this point, I don't know what to expect other than more of the same. But I will say, for its intended purpose, once the shoe gets on foot, that's where it really shines. As far as the shoe itself is concerned, you have this milky outsole on the bottom, and of course a nice white clean on the midfoot. I do like this contrast, again, with that violet or colorway. Very nice, very dope. Again, Jordan 5, you know, it's classic shoe. Coming up to the midsole, you have your visible air unit, and of course the shark's teeth, synonymous with the Air Jordan 5, designed by Tinker Hatfield way back in 1990, Japanese fighter plane inspired. You get the gist. One of the things I really do like, of course, is the 23 embroidered on the side. And this gives me a lot of vibes of the Black Tongue Fire Red 5 that came out again 1990. The more recent 2020 version with the silver tongue did not have a 23 on the side, which again it shouldn't, but the upcoming Black Tongue version I believe will have, and that's one of the touches I like on this shoe a whole lot. Of course, synonymous again with the Maniere Air Jordan 5 collaboration, you have the A's in the netting. I thought that was a nice touch the first time I saw it, and to be honest, I still do think it's a nice touch. Leather quality on the shoe is not too bad. Feels pretty soft to the touch. I know some of you guys are into that kind of thing. So again, you know, as far as presentation and premiumness, quality, whatever. It's pretty nice. And I expect as much for a $225 price tag, so keep that in mind. On the back again, my favorite part of the shoe, Nike Air embroidered in that dark violet ore. I don't know which one's violet ore, which one's burgundy crush. Probably violet ore, same color as Jordan 4, violet ore, burgundy crush. I don't know. Either way, Nike Air embroidered, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The shoe does come pre-laced with a flat black lace with it. And of course you do have one set of spare laces and it's kind of sail colorway to kind of top it off. I thought the black was a poor choice at first until I put them on foot. Of course, at the end of the video, you're gonna get an on foot look with both laces. So stay tuned around for that. That same A netting makes its way to the actual tongue net. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this has cloudy Dubray with the brown lace lock in it. And on the lace lock, you actually do have a Jumpman logo. Of course, you have the famous quilted interior. This one feels a little flatter than normal. I actually like the way it looks. These boneless, as they say, no padding. No padding here, right? I think that's also synonymous with the Air Jordan 5 as it pertains to Maniere, where every other Air Jordan does have a little bit of ankle padding here, flat right here, all right? I don't know when they got away from that. The first time I think I saw it was on the DJ Khaled releases, but again here, they boneless, no padding. So on the back of one tongue, you do have Michael Jordan's signature, and on the back of the other, it does have Maniere, all right? You guys have seen one Maniere Jordan 5, you should know that by now. Same thing here also, Jumpman on one tongue and Maniere co-branding on the other. One thing Maniere is gonna do is they're gonna co-brand. They are going to co-brand you to death. And lastly, the insole, again, stitched monogram Maniere, but a little touch, I think is pretty unique. The Nike Air is actually stitched. It's embroidered, as you can see on the backside. I mean, here is the threads, which is pretty nice, if I do say so myself. This actually does feel pretty good. And I'm not sure if this is polyurethane, Dream Cell, or whatever. You guys got to go to wear testers. Nightwing knows this stuff like the back of his hand. But yeah, this is the part that I only care about. So nice, and it's not too abrasive. A lot of the insoles tend to hurt when they're too thick with the padding, but these are pretty good. So especially as a black person, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Juneteenth just a little bit. So as you guys know, Maniere does their very level best to bring culture, whether it be struggles, triumphs, celebrations, whatever it may be, to the forefront. They want to really highlight the black human experience, and this shoe is no different. So again, as it pertains to Juneteenth, the aim of this shoe is to highlight that particular day. And so for those of you who are curious, Juneteenth officially marks the end of slavery in the United States. Now, the thing about that is the Emancipation Proclamation, which was supposed to end slavery indefinitely, was signed and ratified on January 1st, 1863. However, slavery did not end in all states of the Union until 2.5 years later, June 19th, 1865. June 19th, Juneteenth was born. The first time Juneteenth was actually celebrated was the year after, and June 19th, 1866. Flash forward almost 200 years, in 2021, Juneteenth, June 19th, became an official U.S. holiday. So while we have a long way to go, small wins like that are the ways to ultimate victory. I'm glad Maniere took their time and effort to introduce it on this release. My only fear is that now the actual brand has lost some steam, so too may the message. About the shoe, the quality, construction, execution, colorway is nice. If you're not fatigued of the colorway, it's beautiful, it's perfect, it's a nice Air Jordan 5. If you're not fatigued of Maniere and the social themes, and you may actually hate the social themes, and hey, that's your prerogative, then yeah, you might not want to hear about Juneteenth either. But when you put those two together, it makes for a great story, a compelling story on a very nice shoe. My only hope is that it's not too little too late. But what I can commend Maniere on is their never-ending desire to continue to push the boundary of black excellence, black culture, and put the lexicon, the culture, the history, everything on the forefront for everyone to view and see. Again, we now have our third Maniere in the series, and I wish them continued success and many more. A nice little touch on this particular one would have been the same on the black pair, the dust pair, Maniere and the air bubble. I thought that was a pretty nice thing. Potentially, they could have got away with the yellowed sole as well to kind of tie in the shoe. But listen, overall, the design aesthetic is where it should be, and I'm very happy that they went with this choice. So if you guys let me know down in the comments, which is your favorite Air Jordan 3 Alma Maniere? Do you plan to pick this up for the price tag of $225 on June 7th, 2025? This is one of the first times I can actually remember that a shoe is being released and you'll have the shoe in hand by the actual date or the thing that it commemorates, right? Like a lot of times we get Halloween themed shoes that don't come out till the middle of November, but neither here nor there. But yeah, I'm going outside, guys, to get these guys on feet. Thank you again for joining me. Again, let me know down in the comments, do you plan to pick this up? Do you think it's too little too late for Alma Maniere to get these stories out there? Or should they just keep pumping out shoe after shoe after shoe? All that being said, I have been Jay, shoe fanatic. This is the Alma Maniere Violet or Burgundy Crush Juneteenth. Until the next one, I'm out of here.